Intoxication, the mind's sweetest poison. What if your mind is the drug? Intoxication is when the mind becomes its own sweetest poison and drug. This is not a poetic line, this is the truth about human life. Let me break it down for you. The mind is a machine for stimulation. The mind is not your friend. It does not care about truth, reality, or growth. It only wants stimulation. Anything that excites it, arouses it, entertains it, it will chase. Music, memories, fantasies, fears, anger, lust, all of it. The mind will consume it like a drug addict consumes a substance. Intoxication happens invisibly. You think you are thinking, you think you are inspired, you are not, you are intoxicated. The mind is feeding on its own creations, its own stories, its own fantasies, and you think that is life. You replay the past, you imagine victories that never happened, you fantasize about the future that may never come, and the worst part, you are unconscious while doing it. The mind is the sweetest poison. Why sweetest? Because it feels good. It gives pleasure, comfort, validation, excitement. It lures you in. And every time you feed it, it becomes stronger. It becomes a poison because you are losing yourself without even noticing. Years pass, energy drains, clarity disappears, strength disappears. The mind becomes its own drug. You don't need alcohol. You don't need cannabis. You don't need sugar. The mind creates its own high. And like any addiction, it wants more. It whispers, you are alive, you are motivated, you are doing something great, all while you are rotting inside. This is the ultimate intoxication. The mind drunk on itself, hallucinating life and calling it reality. Why this is dangerous? Because the man who is intoxicated by his own mind cannot see reality, cannot act with clarity, cannot direct his energy, cannot build, create, or truly live. He thinks he is alive. He is sleepwalking through his own life. The way out. You do not fight it. You do not reason with it. You see it clearly. This is my mind. This is intoxicating me. I am not it. When you see it as a machine, the spell breaks. You are awake. You are free. You can live in reality instead of your hallucinations. Most men are high on their own thoughts. They call it living. They call it wisdom. They are asleep, slowly dying, intoxicated by the sweetest poison, their own mind. Only the one who sees it truly can be free. Intoxicated without alcohol, the hidden addiction that ruins lives. This is not about partying or drugs. This is about the silent, invisible poison every human carries inside, the mind itself. The addiction you cannot see. Most people think addiction is obvious. Alcohol, cigarettes, sugar, porn. The real addiction? The mind's craving for stimulation, thoughts you replay over and over, fantasies of grandeur, memories you can't let go, angry or jealous rumination, constant drama, social media, news, notifications. The mind gets high on itself. It creates excitement, fear, pleasure, and validation, all without a drop of alcohol. How it ruins lives? You don't notice it because it feels normal. It gives temporary pleasure, it gives a sense of life, but here is the truth. You lose focus, you lose clarity, you lose energy. You live more in your mind than in reality, and slowly, day by day, the person you could have been disappears. Why it's so dangerous? Because unlike alcohol or drugs, nobody tells you. You are addicted to your own mind. You are intoxicated and blind. You believe, I am thinking. I am inspired, I am alive, but you are sleepwalking in your own fantasy, drunk on stories your mind creates. The core realization. Intoxication is not external, it is internal. It is the mind itself giving itself a high, pleasure, drama, validation, while you rot silently. This is the hidden addiction. This is the addiction that ruins lives, and most people never see it, never escape it, never wake up. How to escape? You cannot fight it with willpower. You cannot beat it with motivation. The only way is seeing it clearly. My mind is intoxicating me. I am not it. I am awake. I am free. When you see the truth, the intoxication collapses. Silence returns. Clarity returns. Life returns. Most men are drunk and think they are awake. Their mind is their drug, their hallucination, their hidden addiction. It is the sweetest poison, and it is silently destroying everything they could have been. Awareness is the only cure, nothing else. An intoxicated man is a slave who believes he is a king. He lives in a palace made of dreams. He doesn't realize that the palace is a prison. The door is open, but he will never walk out because he prefers fantasy to freedom. Freedom is terrifying to the intoxicated. Truth is unbearable to the intoxicated. Silence is death to the intoxicated. Only a man who becomes tired, truly tired of his illusions, ever steps into reality. Why do people get intoxicated? Because reality is too sharp for them. Reality exposes their failures, their insecurities, their loneliness, their laziness, their lack of clarity, their lack of discipline. So the mind invents an alternative world, a world where the person is powerful, admired, victorious, loud, respected, strong. It is a lie, but it is a comfortable lie, and the human being prefers comfort over truth, so he chooses intoxication. Intoxication is simply this: a human being becomes addicted to something that removes him from reality. Most people think intoxication means alcohol, drugs, cigarettes. These are kindergarten examples. The real intoxications are invisible. A human being can be intoxicated by thoughts, fantasies, music, drama, social media, praise, anger, porn, memories, dreams of grandeur, romantic illusions, spiritual pretensions. Intoxication is anything that pulls your mind away from the present moment and traps you in a false world. How does an intoxicated human suffer? He suffers in the most tragic way. He doesn't even know he's suffering. Why? Because intoxication gives pleasure, and pleasure blinds. An intoxicated man believes he is inspired, he is motivated, he is finding himself, he is progressing, he is living a grand life inside his head. But in truth, he is rotting slowly. He is losing years, he is destroying his clarity, he is becoming weaker by the day. This is the greatest tragedy. A man can be dying while believing he is living. That is intoxication. What does intoxication actually do inside a human? It does three things. It gives temporary pleasure. The mind loves anything that feels good for a moment. It doesn't care about the consequences. It makes you unconscious. Intoxication replaces awareness with stimulation. Noise replaces silence. Fantasy replaces reality. It creates dependency. Once the mind tastes stimulation, it demands more. When the supply stops, the mind panics, becomes restless, anxious, irritable. This is addiction. Addiction is nothing more than repeated intoxication. The mind loves stimulation because stimulation keeps you unconscious. Unconsciousness prevents you from seeing your actual life, your actual failures, your actual truth. Fantasy is anesthesia. When the mind is overstimulated, it becomes noisy. A noisy mind is incapable of real work, real clarity, real growth, real direction. You are not inspired, you are distracted at a very deep level. This happens to almost everyone. They just don't notice it. You get lost because the mind cannot handle stimulation. It becomes drunk. A drunk mind hallucinates. You mistook hallucination for motivation. You fed your mind imaginations and it gave you illusions. Now you are waking up. Don't return to sleep. A directed life does not come from stimulation. It comes from silence. Most of us think we are living, thinking, growing, but the mind is the sweetest poison, the hidden drug, and we drink from it unknowingly. Awareness is the only escape. See the mind clearly and you are free. Nothing else matters.